Bustello Lavazza. I'm living on coffee because they only put $250 on my CalFresh food stamps. So they have me living 2/3 of the month, 20 days out of 30 days on coffee. I bought that for 99 cents at the 99-cent store, and I've been using the Lavazza, Sovereign, Mountain Grown, and Bustello to survive because I'm on total E for 3 days because Gavin Newsom is stealing my unemployment insurance. And I'm trying to do something about it because I started a new lawsuit with defendants, which I'm going to name soon. And by the way, today is Sunday, September 25th. And Gavin Newsom has an antitrust monopoly going on because he's got the Secretary of State, Shirley Weber, working for him. And he has the Attorney General, she calls herself Lupe, which was Xavier Becerra's secretary, which I find out now her real name is Janet Levine, and she was arrested with Mitch Englander. And all the other officers, including the District Attorney George Gasson, they're French, and I always say morte francese in Italia, mafia, you know, like Gavin Newsom has his own mafia here in California. And I'm trying to get I don't really care about prosecuting Gavin Newsom or cleaning up the California courts or anything for that matter. I just want my money that I worked for 33 years as a computer consultant, and millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, went into restitution centers, and it was stolen by Sister State Money Judgments Enforcement. And so I've been trying to get my money from Mary Premtage, who's the owner of Sotheby's, and she's also the director of the CIA, and she's also a leader of the Irish Republican Army, the IRA. So it seems like it's a disgrace to the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA, that has become like the IRA, the Irish Republican Army. And you know, this country is being overthrown, including California courts are hijacked and have been overthrown by certain people in South America, which is known as La Cooperación, but they're in cahoots. They're in collusion. They're allies with the Irish Republican Army. And I'd be more afraid of the Irish Republican Army than the South American La Cooperación, because, you know, people in Texas and people in San Diego, the San Diego Marines and the Texas Longhorns, they've been handling the opposition from the South. However, the opposition from the North, which comes from Canada and the Irish Republican Army, and specifically the Northwest, which is Washington State and Oregon State, that you have all these fucking MICKS coming from Ireland and Australia, which Gavin Newsom is bringing in all these MICKS from Australia, and this is how they're overthrowing California and everything else. And I blame this on another Mick by the name of Merrick Garland. He is the Attorney General of the United States. He's working for Gavin Newsom. He's an Irish Republican Army Mick working for Gavin Newsom in Australia. He's really from Australia. His name is Merrick Garland. He's the Attorney General that has hired a fake California Attorney General, Rob Bonta. He's a fake Attorney General, Rob Bonta. And they're stealing the Attorney General's special racketeering fund, which I need to operate, because when I go to the library, I only get 2 hours of computer time, and I cannot conduct my work because I only have 2 hours of computer time. And then people from the CIA are using CIA direct link software to come into my phone, to remote into my phone, and I'm playing cat and mouse games with them all day, and they're deleting my files, they're deleting my emails, and I cannot work like this because Rob Bonta is not Rob Bonta. Rob Bonta is really Janet Levine, who's really Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is the governor, he's the Secretary of State, he's the Attorney General, he's the Inspector General, he's the District Attorney. Gavin Newsom has hijacked the entire state of California, including Shirley Weber, who, you know, you can have a recall elections and there will be a recall, but Shirley Weber is certifying it and creating an affidavit that the recall wasn't effective and Gavin Newsom is still governor. And also the Secretary of State and the Attorney General are certifying, because Gavin Newsom has current convictions. He's been convicted, and you cannot be running for gubernatorial elections candidate when you've committed a crime and you have a criminal record and you've been indicted. So Shirley Weber is not doing a job because she's working for Gavin Newsom because the checks and balances have been destroyed. Because of cost cutting, they merged the state with the federal operations. They merged the Senate with the House of Representatives and Congress. Because of the mergers, there is no checks and balances. Gavin Newsom has control of whatever he wants. So I'm asking President Joe Biden, as an executive order, that the president has control over the U.S. Marshal. If you look at the organizational chart, the organizational hierarchical chart, you have the president, you have the U.S. Marshal, you have the attorney general, and then you have the district attorney. And they're all robbing the bank and robbing the IRS and robbing the Treasury and the Mint with sister state money judgments, and worse, they don't even pay taxes to commit money laundering. So I'm asking President Joe Biden to come up with an emergency executive order to ask Merrick Garland to pay me the Attorney General's special racketeering fund that he's been stealing so I can do my job, because I'm starving and I didn't take a shower in 14 months and I'm trying to prosecute Gavin Newsom, and Merrick Garland works for Gavin Newsom, and Rob Bonta is non-existent. It's Jana Levine. She calls herself Lupe. It's Xavier Becerra's secretary. So, you know, I'm asking Merrick Garland to pay the Attorney General's special racketeering fund. And if you're not going to pay it, I'm asking President Joe Biden to go to the White House Human Resources and to go to the White House Secret Service and to go to the Human Resources and to terminate the employment of Merrick Garland and to terminate the employment of Rob Bonta, and then to put them in prison and confiscate all their money and let me get my cut of the special racketeering fund so I can do my job. And that's today's thing. And I can name to you certain defendants that are on the list, including Secretary of State Shirley Weber, Tanny Cantel, Chief Justice of California Courts, Kamala Harris, who's the Met Queen, and she's robbing a bank. She robbed Faces International. She robbed Bridgeview Abstract from John DeShepolo. She robbed San Francisco. She's robbing everybody. Maria F. Buxton, who's creating an antitrust monopoly with AT&T monopoly, and she's also part of Kika Van Ness Peters that has hijacked the Supreme Court with Christopher Carney. And she used to be called Toni Braxton. She changed her name to Maria F. Buxton. And we have Aisha Rincon, so that they're trying to bring Las Vegas DWSS to California DPSS. We have S. Wang and Li Ka-shing, which is ZK Hudson Whampoa, Alibaba and Baidu, who are the fucking chinks who are taking, we're in a war with the South China Sea, and you have Rob Bonta and ZK Hudson Whampoa and Li Ka-shing, fucking chinks running California, and we're in a war with the South China Sea. So I don't understand. You must first clean the inside of the cup before you can clean the outside of the cup. As within, so without. President Joe Biden, you're gonna go bomb the South China Sea. President Joe Biden, look right next door to Kamala Harris in the room next door. President Joe Biden, look right next door to your neighbor next door, like Li Ka-shing, Ding Long, Connie Hunt, Priscilla Chan, Joyce Lee, Selvi Stanislas, Angela Fong, Teresa Fong, Sherry Lee, Shelley Lee, Aisha Rincon, Li Ka-shing, Baidu, Alibaba. Why don't you take care of business right here in your own country, in your own state, before going and bombing the South China Sea? As within, so without.